will reconstruct an old war Railjack. We have work to do.
Hello and welcome back then. Today we have a surprise update that is a first stage towards building the Railjack and towards Imperium. And this update, amongst many other things, comes with an active quest called Rising Tide. This quest is that first step, and once you complete that quest you will be able to build your own Railjack. So what we're going to cover in this video, we're going to go through the 5 necessary steps that you need to take to activate and start Rising Tide quest. Now, there are not going to be any spoilers. Anything that I'm going to reveal is going to be what Warframe revealed in their teaser video for Rising Tide. I will put a link to their video in the description, so if you haven't seen it, just pause now, check their trailer video, and then continue on with this. Okay, let's just get right into it. So, here are the 5 prerequisite steps that you need to complete in order to activate the Rising Tide quest. So the first one is pretty simple. You have to have the second Dream quest completed. Now if you have not completed this quest, or really the War Within quest also, you really should focus on those. They are great quests, completely worth doing. Now, once that is done, we get into new stuff. So the second step is you have to build a dry dock room inside your dojo. Now, this can only be done by somebody who actually has an architect for your dojo, most likely warlord or somebody with a high ranking. But there is a few tips that I can actually show you, because there was a few complications while building it that people probably did not expect to have. So, the dry dock is huge. And when I say huge, I mean huge. So here we are in Clan Grand Hall. I'm going to put map overlay, and you can see the huge square on top. That is the dry dock. The small squares on the bottom, this is a grand hall surrounded by a whole bunch of labs, as well as dueling room and a whole bunch of other corridors. Dry dock itself is larger than all of those combined. So if you are the one building the dry dock, you're going to find yourself kind of stuck for space. So if you go, let's say, to a location where there is things below or above, and I believe this might be one of the locations, for example. So something like that, you will not be able to build. You're going to get a little message about the dry dock saying insufficient space. What I found to be a best solution, and I'll just walk through it to show you, with map overlay. Build 2 extended hallways in a direction away from most of your buildings for your dojo, and on the end of those 2 extended hallways, you'll be able to build a dry dock. Now, dry dock itself, right here, you will see it's extremely tall, but it's also extremely deep. So the reason why you are getting those messages stating that there isn't insufficient room is because it's probably hitting something below or above, even though it seems like there's lots of room ahead. So 2 extended hallways, those can be both rushed, and then you'll be able to just come in here and build that dry dock. Now, dry dock itself can be rushed, as well as the hallways. So build 2 hallways, you can rush them for platinum, you can build a dry dock, and you can rush them for platinum as well. If you are in a clan and you are one without privileges to build rooms, you should probably contact your founding warlord or an architect, whoever is in charge of these things, and let them know that it needs to be built. Now, because you are adding all these structures, it's going to be kind of convoluted, as you can see on the map. This is all like very far away from our spawn point. What I recommend you do is just quickly add and rush a transporter for a dry dock, so you can just go back from any location. This is our spawn room, but then you can just go back to the dry dock, so that way your membership will be able to quickly go in there and start on the research. Now, this is step 2. It is absolutely necessary, and you do require your clanmates and dojo And whoever does have permissions in Dojo to build this, without this, you cannot start these quests. You need to get somebody from your Dojo, from your clan to build this. Or if there is nobody available or not willing, just, I guess, find a clan that is willing. Second, once you do build a dry dock, walk inside, go to your right. This is step number 3. Go to this panel, activate this panel, and you have to fund a Railjack Cephalon research. Now, this is Cephalon Cy. Cephalon Cy is going to be the one helping us with the dog, just like Ordis is helping us with the orbiter. Cephalon Cy will be kind of like a dog master. Now, this research, it takes 1 hour, and you cannot rush it with platinum. It just simply takes 1 hour. So once you fund it, you gotta wait 1 hour, and that's it. Now, while this is going on, because I have done a few steps ahead, I can just give you a few tips here. So while you have an hour here and waiting for this, you should be farming things such as mutagen mass, detonate injectors, and filderon, as you can see there as well. You are going to need those for the Cephalon Cy and later on. Also, if you already have those things, you might want to farm up some credits, because you are going to need over 1 million credits just to get to the first couple of steps. So once this research is done, once this research is completed, this is the end of the part where you are dependent on the Dojo and clan. Once this is done, it becomes like any other research, just like a weapon or something. You would come in here, you would click on this, click replicate, you buy it for 35,000, and then we get into the step 4. So step 4, you go back to your orbiter, go into your foundry, and you can build Cephalon Cy. Now this part, this is something that you just do on your own. You don't need Dojo, and you don't need anybody who has any permissions. This is just what you do. So you go in here, and you can just put in Cephalon Cy. I already built one, so mine is not coming up. And you build it. It takes 6 hours to build. However, this can be rushed with platinum. So if you are impatient or anxious like me, and you just want to, go as quickly as you can build Cephalon Cy and just pay platinum. It will be done like right away once you find it. After that, what I recommend you do, you go into the quest over here. So Codex quests, scroll down to Rising Tide, click on Rising Tide, and make this your active quest. Once you have done that, you already have built Cephalon Cy, and you made it an active quest, you just go back in, go into your clan, and once again, this is going to be just what you do. You're not dependent on anyone else. Because each one of the dry dogs is part of the clan. However, every time you enter it, it's going to show up only your Railjack, not anybody else's. So you'll be able to use the dry dog, right? But it's going to show only your ship. So now that you have Cephalon Cy, you need to install it. Just walk over straight to here. You would click right here, right? And you would install Cephalon Cy right there. Now, at this point, I'm going to stop, because past this point, these are going to be spoilers. It's going to be an active quest. So at that point, just start following what the quest tells you and what locations to go, and you'll be able to get this. This is a Railjack, the first stage, and it's going to take 12 hours, and you cannot rush it, so you're going to have lots of time, to farm and prepare for the rest. Now, there are some new resources that are going to be required. These new resources do show up on Sedna, I believe, and Ceres. So I recommend when you do farm for like detonate injectors and mutagen mass, you go on those tile sets and try to get some of those new resources, because you are going to need 100 of those new cubic diodes to get into the second part. And I don't want to go into it too much, so it's not spoilers. And also, as I said before, you do want to farm up 1 million credits while you're building your Cephalon, or while the research is going on, because you're going to need over 1 million credits just to progress and buy blueprints, and for the next stage. And those are the 5 prerequisite steps that will put you on your way to start owning your own Railjack. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to help me keep this channel going, and I do want to give a shout out to all of the Four Truths clan members for keeping up and upkeeping the Four Truths clan. It looks immaculate, it looks fantastic, you guys are awesome. Thank you all, and I will see you in the next video. Good luck and have fun.